In nature, communication is not just a tool for speaking. It is not only sound, not only movement, not only signals exchanged between living beings. Communication in the wild is something far deeper. It is structure. It is survival. It is the invisible system that holds entire ecosystems together. An unseen network that connects millions of species across oceans, forests, skies, deserts, and even underground worlds. Everything is connected through signals. Everything is responding to something else. Nothing exists in complete silence. Every living creature on Earth has its own way of speaking. But there is no universal language, no shared dictionary, no single code that explains everything. Because in nature, language is not created by agreement. It is created by necessity, by pressure, by danger, by the constant demand to survive in an unpredictable world. And from that pressure, evolution produces extraordinary forms of communication. Not just sound, but light, color, vibration, chemical trails, electrical pulses, body movements, even patterns in behavior that act like language. Each one is a solution to the same problem. How do you send information without words? Tonight, we go deeper than before, into a world where communication is not just fascinating, but essential for survival. A world where animals do not just exist, they constantly speak to the environment around them. We begin in the deepest parts of the ocean, a place where sunlight disappears completely, a place of crushing pressure, freezing temperatures, and endless darkness. The deep sea. In this environment, vision becomes limited. Sound travels differently, and silence becomes the dominant condition. But life here has not stopped communicating. It has adapted. It has evolved entirely new languages. One of the most extraordinary forms of communication in the deep sea is bioluminescence. The ability of living organisms to produce light through chemical reactions inside their bodies. In deep-sea fish, jellyfish, squid, and microscopic plankton, this light is not decoration. It is information. A controlled biological signal. A short flash may indicate danger. A continuous glow may signal presence. A rhythmic pulse may attract a mate. A sudden burst of light may confuse predators long enough to escape. In total darkness, even the smallest photon becomes meaningful. And in that world, communication is written in light instead of sound. Some species take this even further. Certain deep-sea creatures can control the intensity, timing, and pattern of their light signals with extreme precision, almost like a biological Morse code. And in such a silent world, even a single flicker can change the outcome of survival. But the ocean holds communication systems far more complex than light alone. We now move upward, toward one of the most intelligent marine animals ever studied, dolphins. Dolphins are not just social animals. They are highly communicative beings with structured and layered signaling systems. They use clicks, whistles, burst pulses, and body movements, each serving different roles. Clicks are often used for echolocation. Whistles carry social information. Burst pulses may signal excitement or aggression. Body movements add emotional context. But one of the most remarkable discoveries in dolphin communication is identity signaling. Each dolphin develops a unique signature whistle, a sound pattern that functions like a personal name. When a dolphin calls this signature whistle, it is essentially saying, "This is me," and other dolphins recognize it immediately. Even more fascinating, Dolphins can remember the signature whistles of others for years, even after long separation. This suggests that communication in dolphins is not only about survival, it is also about memory, relationships, and long-term social bonding. Dolphins also use echolocation as a form of environmental communication. They send out sound waves and interpret returning echoes. But this is more than navigation. It is real-time environmental mapping, a living sonar system that allows them to see with sound. In this way, communication becomes perception, and perception becomes survival. Now we move from oceans to land, to a world that appears quiet to human senses, but is filled with invisible layers of communication happening constantly. Elephants. Elephants possess one of the most complex communication systems among land mammals. They communicate through multiple channels simultaneously. Sound, vibration, body posture, and even chemical signals. One of their most unique abilities is infrasound communication, low-frequency sound waves below human hearing range. These sounds can travel through air for several kilometers, and even more effectively through the ground. When an elephant produces a deep rumble, it is sending a message across vast distances. It may signal danger, coordinate movement, or call distant family members. But the most extraordinary part is how elephants receive these messages. They detect vibrations through their feet. Their bones and body structure help transmit ground vibrations upward, meaning the earth itself becomes a communication channel. In essence, elephants do not only listen with their ears, they listen with their entire body and with the ground beneath them. This creates a communication network that is both massive and hidden, invisible to humans, but extremely detailed for them. And yet, even this is only one layer of communication in nature. In forests, birds use sound as territorial language, complex songs that carry identity, warning, and boundary information. Some birds develop highly intricate song structures that can evolve over time, almost like cultural transmission, where communication patterns are learned, modified, and passed on. Certain species even develop regional dialects, meaning birds from different areas may speak slightly differently. And then there are masters of imitation. The lyrebird, a bird capable of mimicking almost any sound it hears. Chainsaws, car alarms, camera shutters, other bird species, even human-generated noise. But this ability is not for entertainment. It is for survival, used for attracting mates, defending territory, and confusing rivals. Now we move into a world that is often overlooked, the insect world, a universe of tiny creatures with extremely advanced communication systems. Ants. Ants do not use sound in the way vertebrates do. Instead, they rely on chemical communication. Pheromones. Invisible chemical signals that carry precise information. Each pheromone trail contains meaning, food location, danger alerts, navigation instructions, colony organization. When an ant discovers food, it lays a chemical path back to the colony. Other ants follow it precisely, and soon thousands coordinate without chaos. This is not individual communication. It is collective intelligence, a distributed system functioning as one organism. Now we enter the visual world of communication. Cephalopods, octopuses, and cuttlefish. These animals can change their skin color, pattern, and even texture within seconds, using specialized cells called chromatophores, iridophores, and leucophores. These changes are not random. They are structured messages. A dark pattern may signal aggression. A rapid flashing display may signal alarm. Soft shifting colors may signal calm or camouflage. In some species, entire body surfaces act like living screens, displaying complex, dynamic visual information. And all of this happens silently, without sound, without vibration, only light and pigment changing across living skin. As we step back and observe all of these systems together, something becomes undeniable. Nature is not a silent place. It is a constantly communicating system. But the challenge is not that nature does not speak. The challenge is that we are not evolved to hear most of it. We are tuned to one narrow frequency of communication, human language and sound. But nature operates on many frequencies simultaneously. Light signals in the deep ocean, chemical trails in the forest, ground vibrations beneath elephants, color patterns across coral reefs, airborne songs across bird populations. All of them are languages. All of them carry meaning. All of them exist continuously, whether we notice them or not. And when we begin to see this complexity, a new understanding emerges. No species survives alone. No ecosystem functions without communication. And no environment is truly silent. Because communication in nature is not just about exchanging information. It is about coordination, balance, survival, and the continuous synchronization of life itself. Every signal matters. Every reaction matters. Every response shapes the next moment of existence. And perhaps the most profound realization is this: nature is not a collection of isolated beings. It is a single, interconnected conversation that has been going on for billions of years. And we are only just beginning to listen.